live. Okay, I'm going to real quick wait on you all to let me know if my audio and visual are good before we get started. I actually, while I'm waiting for y'all to let me know if everything's functioning correctly, I'm going to highlight this comment that came right before we went live. Just wanted to say that I've been really enjoying your videos and that you actually got me back into reading again. Comments like these are easily the best comments that I get. I'm just a person on the internet talking about books that I like and don't like. It's pretty chill kind of content, but knowing that I've actually been able to be a positive influence on people's lives, even just like in that small way of just enjoying books again, is probably the best feeling in the whole wide world. So thank you for saying that. Appreciate you. And I'm glad that you're enjoying, I assume you're enjoying Legendborn. It's a good choice to be reading. Looking for comments to know if everything sounds and looks okay. Still don't know. Yes, all is well. Corey just left with the kids. So I'm here with y'all. Oops. Hi. I didn't mean to click that one. The chat jumped. All good. Oh, well, okay, that one works too. I was trying to click. The chat keeps jumping. This is going to go smoothly. I already feel really good about it. What's up? Except for that stain on your shirt. Dude, I know you're messing with me because you're Noshi and that's who you are as a person, but that wouldn't embarrass me anyway because most of my shirts are stained because I hate shopping. So I refuse to replace anything I own. Oh, wow, this chat is really jumpy. Hey! All right. Manhwa is one that a lot of people recommend me. I get that in my comments a lot. I haven't actually looked into, well, I did look into it when it was first recommended, and I'm pretty sure it's on my list to read, but it's definitely not super high on the list. I have a couple of series that are really, really high on my list that I plan on reading really soon. Thank you for recommending Liza Lachlan-Moore, one of the best reads of this month. Okay, well, if you said of the year, then I would feel a little bit better. Say of the year. Say that next. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I kind of like it. Mistborn, yay! Also an excellent choice. Twitch, I'm sure whatever Daniel does is far more entertaining than what I would do. So, I mean, cool, I'm glad you're here. But if you left a Daniel stream for this, you probably made the wrong choice. Okay, so here's what I feel you on the hate shopping. Lucky for me, grandma goes overboard buying me clothes. That's nice. My mom really likes to buy me clothes too, but she can't figure out my size. So everything she buys me doesn't fit. So I've actually just told her stop buying me things because I really don't like the idea of purchasing clothing only for it to go straight to Goodwill. If you've researched the way clothes are manufactured and all the waste and stuff that goes into that, I just super don't like it. So now I don't let people buy me clothes, but then I don't buy me clothes. So it's just nothing gets bought. I just don't buy anything. But yeah, shopping is stressful. I hate it. You got to try stuff on and then stuff doesn't fit. And then you have to try more stuff on. Then you have to spend money. Basically everything about shopping sucks. Oh, I mean, it's all good. Everybody spams me about wanting me to read everything always. It's okay. People are passionate about stuff. Always means for clothes. I love shopping. Books, board games, people. That's shopping. That's a good point. You know what? That's a good point. I hate shopping for clothes. Okay. So the agenda here, there's lots of recommendations in the chat. I appreciate you guys wanting me to read your favorite things. I really do. And like, I will never be offended by people wanting me to read stuff. But during a live stream, I will not be able to be looking things up. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's also for my One Piece people. I've not read the scans, so I'm waiting for the official release. So I don't know what just happened in the chapter. So the agenda today, it's the end of the year, so we're going to be hanging out and chatting and nothing. Those are the main things. But also, I've created a would you rather for no reason other than I really like would you rather. Basically, I love creating would you rather scenarios with my friends. I post them on Patreon. I ask everyone that will entertain my nonsense. I think they're fun and I think they expose a lot about an individual. So I've created a would you rather. My plan is I'm going to post it in the chat and probably maybe in the description of this video so it's easier to grab. And let me get the link. Should have done that previously. And let y'all play. And then we'll come together after we've had some time for everybody to fill out the answers. And I'll judge you for your answers. What's that? What map is that in the back? That is, that's a world map. It's hand-drawn. The company is called Lord of Maps. It's a very small company. At least when I worked with them, they were sponsors for my channel last year. When I worked with them, it was just two guys. It was the artist and his brother that was helping him with marketing. I had a video call with them. They're super chill guys. I really like them. You should definitely check them out. Lord of Maps. But anyway, I have one that he drew of Japan, and I have a Kentucky map and another one that's in my son's room. Where did I get my glasses? Zenni Optical. I love Zenni. Anyway, we're going to play Would You Rather after we've had enough time. While I'm waiting for people to fill out the Would You Rather questions, I'm going to just hang out with y'all, chat about whatever. And then after we've chatted for a little bit, there's been enough time, then I'm going to judge you for your answers. So you have the Ireland map? That's amazing. All right, there's the form. I'm going to pull up this live stream and post it in the description of the stream too. So you'll have to refresh the stream to get it from the description, but I just think it'll be easier to find there. Let me mute this. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't even need to do it like that. All right. Got a Google form. It's now in the description, so you need to refresh the stream if you want it that way, or I'll post it in the comments again for you to click on. Posting it again. And then we can just hang out and chat while y'all fill out questions. Some of the questions are normal human questions, and some of them are really stupid. You better answer honestly. That's all I have to say. I'm just posting the forms a few more times. I don't recognize that series. What? What are you people talking about? What conversation is being had in the comments right now? All right. Well, anyway, the chat's gone quiet. I assume that's because y'all are answering questions. I should have prepared an anecdote to tell you while you're answering questions. I'm ready to be judged. Good. What is your hobby other than reading? I would say hiking is the main thing that I do other than read. Well, I mean, like being a mom, working, domestic life. But as far as hobbies go, hiking is the main one. The weather's been horrible lately. Last week, all week long, with wind chill, it was minus 26 Fahrenheit. So it was horrible is what I'm trying to say. So we haven't done any hiking, but that's the main thing that I do outside of reading. But I'm also getting back into rock climbing, and that is amazing. But yeah, it's mostly hiking. That's the main way that I spend my time. Hey, Frosty. When Frosty is one of my patrons, when you asked in the Patreon, when somebody mentioned the live stream and you were like, there's a live stream, I almost was just like, no, there's no live stream, just to mess with you. But then Lynn did her job and she told you about it. Thanks a lot, Lynn. I don't know. I don't remember. Didn't he make a Death Note rant like a year ago? It was a while ago. That was not recent. I do not remember what he said. If you want my opinions on Death Note, I think it's awesome. The first half of it is amazing. I think it's so much fun. It's such a creative, fun idea. There's one character, I don't even remember her name, the chick with the really short skirt who comes in, who could have been just the coolest addition, a great blockade. She could have been so much fun and she was completely wasted. But other than that, I didn't really like the second half of Death Note. And in fact, I never finished the series. Eventually, I'm going to go back and sorry, I see people complaining about the questions now. Eventually, I'm going to go back and read it all the way through and actually finish it. But you just submitted choice between favorite book and fill it. Most likely to. Oh, I forgot to mention before I posted it. In a lot of the questions, I just said book instead of writing book/manga for each of the questions because I was being lazy. And it's all reading, so it's all an umbrella. It's all under the umbrella in my mind. But yeah, I'm sure you guys treated it as just like what you're reading. But for the bookish questions, even if it doesn't say book/manga, obviously you can answer it with both. Let's see. Wish you and your family a Happy New Year. I wanted to thank you for the last time. I asked if I should start A Song of Ice and Fire, and you said go for it, and I started the Stormlight Archive. What? What? Is this my dyslexia? Am I just reading it wrong? I asked if I should start A Song of Ice and Fire. You said go for it, and I started the Stormlight Archive. So I said go for it, so you started a different series instead. I mean, like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for all the amazing content you put out. You and the Goblin are my favorite booktubers. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. The Goblin is wild. I mean, amazing. I love Daniel. He's one of my best friends. What do you think of Brandon Sanderson versus Audible fight? Is it a fight, though? I don't know that I would call it a fight. What do I think of it? I think it's great. When a company has a monopoly like Amazon does, it becomes really, really difficult to work within an industry where they own the monopoly. Obviously, they're not a publisher, but you do publish through them through Audible and through Kindle, and they take huge cuts, and that affects authors. So I think it's awesome that an author with as much power as Sanderson has is attempting to do something. It's not something that very many authors have the freedom to do. So I think it's killer. Will it make a massive difference for the industry? Probably not. But I do appreciate that he's doing something. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it will. Which Straw Hats do you want to see travel on the TARDIS? Also, would the Doctor be David Tennant? Do you mean would my favorite Doctor be David Tennant or Chris Eccleston? Or do you mean which Doctor would they travel with? Chris Eccleston would not have the patience for Luffy. We'll let Tennant travel with them, though I actually think Matt Smith would be their best companion. Which Straw Hats would you want to travel? All of them. I'd like to see Frankie because he would do a lot of upgrades. I'd like to see Luffy because he would push all the buttons and ruin everything. I'd like to see Zoro because he'd get really mad about it and probably like kill somebody as soon as they walk out of the TARDIS, or not, hurt them, knock them out. All of them. Robin because she would explore the world and know everything. To be fair, Death Note second half is gender disliked. To be fair, Death Note, the second half of Death Note is maybe even greater disliked. I don't think I understand. I'm very sorry. Watching a lot of Blippi lately. Listen, I have 2 little kids. Yes. Do you ever end up checking out Jenny D album's Songs to Drown Sailors to? I did, actually. That's a callback. Did we talk about that in my last live stream? Or was that on a Discord? Yes, I did check it out. I'm not into that type of music so much anymore, but I still listen to it every now and then. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna try to catch up on some of these super chats before we read the would you rather's. Would you rather have, oh, you're going to ask me a would you rather? Thank you. Would you rather have all future books be AI generated or delete every book that has come out? Delete every book. AI generated books will not make sense. Like, I've seen videos of people writing AI generated articles or essays or whatever. They don't make sense. They're not good. No, delete every book. I mean, I'll be sad because there goes my Lives of Locke Lamora and my Hitchhikers and all the wonderful things in the world. But there are new great things that could come. You can't. It's not a choice. Do I have any recommendations for a good murder mystery book? No. I'm sorry. I'm not really into mysteries. I've tried several. I think what was the one Agatha Christie that I liked? I've already forgotten. The one on the island. I don't like mysteries. I'm sorry. Maybe I missed it, but couldn't find a video of you reviewing The Magicians. I haven't read The Magicians yet. I've considered it several times, and every time I've mentioned on my channel that I'm considering reading The Magicians, I have been greatly, emphatically told, you're not going to like that book, which is, I don't know. I still have it on my shelf. I'm pretty interested in reading it, but people very strongly tell me, you will not like it. Negra! Oh, no. I'm so sorry. You tricked me. Daggum you. I was trying to shout your name back at you. Okay. Thanks for introducing me to Mistborn/Sanderson. It's been a huge influence on my own writing. On that note, would you rather see Mistborn trilogy as a movie or episode series, animated or live action? I mean, aren't we already getting a Mistborn series? Adapted? Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're already getting it. And I would rather it be a TV series, though I don't really watch very much TV, so I also don't have a strong opinion on this at all. Thank you for giving One Piece a shot. My friend passed away. I'm sorry. And I hope the ending lives up to the craziness that is going on now. It fills me with joy that One Piece is getting bigger. Me too. It's been an amazing community to be a part of, and I have loved this current arc so much. For someone who loved fantasy TV and reads manga, what series? I don't love fantasy TV. What series would you recommend to start reading? Oh, for someone. Okay. Oh, are you asking me what book to read? I did read Lives of Locke Lamora. Kind of mid, honestly. That's fine. You're allowed to have an opinion. I'm not even mad at you about that. I'm not even slightly mad. I'm just kidding. If you love fantasy TV and manga, try Cradle. It's a really good, if you like manga, it's a good novel to start with. It's a progression fantasy. It has a similar vibe to manga. It's not really the series for me personally, but a lot of people love it. So it's a good starting point if you're just getting into novels and you like manga. What would you do if when you okay, so he said yes, would go? I don't know. Lucy, I clicked on you because I know you, but I don't know what you've said. Would you consider reading Naruto or Demon Slayer? Honestly, neither one is really high on my list. Yeah, I guess I've looked into both of them, and Demon Slayer appeals to me more than Naruto. There's so many manga series that I'm interested in getting into since I'm new to the genre. And obviously the best choice for me would be to, do all the really popular ones, but I want to do the ones that look most likely that I'm going to like. And maybe Demon Slayer eventually, but Naruto hasn't really caught my attention, though my niece really loves it. Would you give the Invincible comic a chance? I have not heard of that. Possibly. I can look into it. What countries have you traveled to? So travel is something that I love. I've spent a lot of my time trying to explore and would always love. And then there were none. Thanks, Lynn. Tried to travel as much as I can. So what countries have I been to? I've been to Mexico, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, which is not another country, but Fiji, Canada, Egypt, South Africa, India, England, France. I think that's all. I have a terrible memory, so just having to list names of things of places I've been is not the best way to get information out of me. That seems right. That seems like the right number of places I've been to. Would you rather be a part of the Fellowship or the Straw Hats? I would pick the Fellowship. Oh, yep. Okay, I'm now to the part of the chat where everybody's reacting to the person tricking me. Okay, I'm just going to scroll past all of you guys laughing at me. I haven't read The Magicians, but the show is one of my favorites of all time. I've heard the show is good. No, I don't. I've heard the show is better than the books. I don't want your rant. I love that series so much. I wanted to recommend ReZero. That's another one that gets recommended a lot in the comments of my videos. It's not only right up your alley, emotional character-driven fantasy, strong found family theme. It's also one of the best. That one's been recommended to me a lot. It's on my TBR. It's on my list. You just always feel free to recommend me stuff. I do not get bothered over getting lots of recommendations. I just want to throw out there that there's a lot of stuff to read. I'm new to manga, which means I've read exactly none of it. Or near exactly none of it. So it's going to take me a long time to get to all the things that are recommended. So it is on my list though. For The Magicians, I love the show for it a ton. I know the books are different, but if you were to dive into that, I'd say watch season 1. That's the problem though. If I'm going to engage in if I'm going to engage in a story, it's going to be the book, because I'm just not a good TV watcher. I hope this doesn't sound stupid. I'm a very active person. Like, I feel the need to move, and I don't like sitting still and doing nothing. So, which sounds really pretentious. I don't think TV is nothing. People should enjoy what they enjoy. But like, reading a book engages me enough that I forget that I'm sitting, but a show doesn't. And so if I sit down to watch a show, you've got about 20 minutes of my attention before I need to go do something else. I need to go clean. I need to go for a walk. I need to go work some more, like something. I have to do something. I used to crochet while I would watch shows, and that helped me because then I was actually doing something actively with my hands. I was creating something. So I felt like that felt good to me. I like making things. So that helped. Or I would draw or paint while I would watch shows. But it's just never going to be my first choice. And there are many shows that I've started because people said are good, and they were good, but I didn't finish them because of who I am as a person. It's a me problem. Would you party with Luffy or read with Robin? I read with Robin. What even is that question? I mean, I love Luffy, but I couldn't keep up with him. I'd read with Robin. I can't keep up with her intelligence either, though. So no matter what, I'm getting left behind. Hey, Murphy, will you talk about the new Hunter x Hunter chapters now that it's on indefinite hiatus? I will definitely talk about it again, for sure. Okay, I think I'm caught up on soup. Nope, I'm not caught up. Try saying no. I don't know what y'all want from me, but I don't want to fall for any more tricks. Okay. Have you ever considered writing your own novel? I used to write for fun. I used to really, really love writing for fun. I have, yes, you did. I have written a couple of books, a couple short stories, a couple novellas, but it's not. Writing is a skill that is so different from reading. Obviously, that sounds really dumb, but I feel like this needs to be said. Being able to read and discuss a story decently is a really different skill set from being able to write a story well. So, like, just because some people on the internet have deemed me good enough at talking about books to want to listen to me does not mean that I can write a good book. So, like, writing's really fun to me. It's a great outlet, and I still write some on my own. I think it's fun, but I'm not good enough to publish. Do you know what I mean? And I think if I ever wanted to be good enough to publish, I would have to work so hard to hone those storytelling and prose and structure and character work skills. Like, there's a lot of skill that goes into crafting a good story. So for me, I would have to put so much time and work into learning those skills well, to actually be able to put out a good book. And I don't feel passionately enough about writing to do that. So I do love writing. I think it's super fun, and I think it's an amazing creative outlet, and I really enjoy doing it. But I'm not skilled at it. And, like, that's something that takes so much skill. You know what I mean? So, yes, I enjoy doing it. I don't think I'll ever publish. I don't see that in my future. Interests change, passions change. I might wake up and say, this is how I'm going to dedicate the next 5 years of my life, is to honing this craft so that someday I can publish. I might wake up tomorrow and say that. I don't see that happening, though. I don't see that ever becoming a dream of mine. I actually own some of the Saga comics, and have told myself many times that I'm going to try to read them. I do own several American comics that look interesting to me, or graphic novels, but I haven't gotten into them. Even Sandman, I still haven't gotten into Sandman, which is Neil Gaiman. So I feel like, I should. Any more Dear authors coming? Probably not, truthfully. I think that series ran its course. I've considered bringing it back many times. I even tried to bring it back recently. But I feel like most of the really interesting topics that I was excited to discuss, I've discussed. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've done it. I feel like I could either rehash the same topics and talk about them again, and just, like, add more to the discussion, or I could start talking about really abstract topics that are less interesting to me. I don't know. I just feel ready. It feels right. Feels right. Okay. Cool live stream. Thanks. That's my coffee maker. That's my map. Those are my kids' books. I don't know why I thought I needed to show you my... Hi, Murphy. Please try. Okay, Fujimoto's works. That's another one that is recommended loads. Oh, author of Chainsaw Man. Daniel's been reading that. Yes. Oh, his one-shots. That's recommended to me loads in comments. I would definitely check them out eventually. Lots of stuff to read. Would you rather read while eating a cheesecake or a sofel? Do you mean like a strufel? Was there supposed to be a T in there? No, because there's no R either. I guess I don't know what a sofel is. So cheesecake. I'm not really a dessert person. I'm not really a sugar person. I'm definitely more savory than sweet. Oh, wait. Excellent question. Let me try to find it. Would you rather watch the Avatar live action? Well, no. What's the other option? Or read a book with many... Okay. You know what, Lynn? I should have known. If you thought it was a good question, I should have known. Okay. I'll answer you. I do think that it's very clever of you to have chosen to say misuses of the word, because that is a really important factor. I don't appreciate the word period. I mean, I don't appreciate that word. End of sentence. But people misuse it all the time. Okay, let me real quick spam the chat, or put this form in the chat one more time for anybody that is just now arriving. and didn't see it before, that's the would you rather. This Google form is the would you rather that I'm going to start going through that in just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to give people the opportunity to fill that out. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, we're playing would you rather. I created a Google form with about 15 would you rather questions. We're going to go through it together and I'm going to judge you. So fill it out. Oh, shucks. Sorry. It's a really good live stream, isn't it, guys? Is this fun for you? Watching me turn off my phone alarm? Cool. Another one's going to go off in a few minutes. Anyway, what were we talking about? There's going to be a would you rather. So if you haven't filled out the form yet, please do, because we're going to go through the answers really soon here. So would you rather? Fill out that form. I'll put it in the chat one more time. The answer is actually, I still don't know the answer, even though I've been putting off answering it. Book. It would be the book. Assuming the story is at least good, it would be the book. Any help / motivation for forcing myself through book 9 of Wheel of Time? It's feeling like work despite loving the earlier books. Truthfully, I think 10 is even harder to read than 9. So that's the opposite of motivation. Maybe try the audiobooks. Michael Kramer does a really great job with the audiobooks. So you can listen to it when you go on walks or do the dishes or cook or whatever. That might help you if you're not already doing it on audio and if you like audio. I think the ending of 9 was good. As long as I'm not mixing them up, which I've had some distance from the series now, so it's possible that I'm mixing them up. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, the ending of 9 is good. 9 was kind of rough for, not kind of, 9 was rough for me to get through too, but the ending was good. And then 10 is rough too, but it's shorter. But then there's book 11. And then there's book 11. Book 11 is really, really good. And I know I'm remembering that one correctly because book 11 was what rejuvenated me, revived me when I thought I was about to give up on the series. You know what series you should read? Witch Head On. Dude, I know. This person has been recommending me the series for longer than what is appropriate for me to have put off, but I still have not read it. Sorry. If you ever decide to travel to Norway, are you up for checking out any of the awesome rock? Yes. Everywhere I travel, I want to check out the awesome rock climbing there. Whoops. Is Sandman 3 worth reading? I don't know. I think I only read the first 2 volumes, but I need to get back into it. Yes. So anyway, yes, I absolutely would check out the rock climbing. Yeah, that would be amazing. Been watching your stuff for a while. I'd love to recommend Gintama. I think that's been recommended. And isn't that the one that one of my patrons recommends that a lot? I'm pretty sure. I don't ever see the T capitalized in the way that he writes it, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Amazing manga, starts off mostly comedic, but gets story heavier later. I'm pretty sure that's one that gets recommended a lot. So I'm open to it. There's just, it'll take me a while to get to all the series. Shovel is a baked egg based dish originating in France in the early 18th century. I would choose that over cheesecake. Why not pin it? Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat one more time and then make sure I've gotten through all my super chats. Oh, here's one. Thanks for the honesty on the magicians thing, just from the way you talk about friendships and magic systems. I think I will too. That's the thing. What I hear about, so I've heard that like the female characters are written really poorly, and maybe there's a couple of questionable scenes in it that I won't appreciate. But like from what I've heard of other aspects, I think I'm just going to give it a go. I think I'm just going to give it a go at some point, not immediately. My January TBR is stuffed, but I think I'm just going to give it a go. And if I hate it, I hate it. But I have the potential to enjoy it too. What is your favorite storyline from a game? The first thing that popped in my head was Assassin's Creed, specifically the Ezio one, but I think that's the wrong answer. So let me try something better. Mario. I don't play a lot of video games. I like Ark Evolution Evolved, although I haven't played it nearly enough. I grew up playing Assassin's Creed and like Call of Duty and Halo and all those things that everybody grew up playing. I've played all the Marios, all the Pokemon. Well, for a long time, it was all the Pokemons. I've been left behind now with some of the more recent stuff. Streets of Rage. Oh, I grew up playing Streets of Rage. I actually still played it into adulthood until my Sega Genesis died. That was a sad day. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a gamer. Okay. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm not going to remember all the recommendations that come during a live stream because I can't take the time to look each of them up. But I do appreciate y'all wanting me to read stuff that you think that I will love. Okay, I'm caught up on super chats. So, am I enjoying the current arc of One Piece? Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. And I don't want it to come to an end, though I am excited for what will probably come after it. Oh, well, hello. All right. I'm going to start judging you now. Streets of Rage is your favorite? Streets of Rage is my favorite. Yeah, that doesn't get old. Okay. Got the chat slightly scrolled so y'all can keep talking. I'll come back after I judge you for your answers and we can chat a little bit more before I leave. Wow, we've been chatting for 30 minutes. Whoops, I didn't mean to put off the would you rather that long. All right. I should screen share this. Let me see if my technological brain is competent enough for that. I'm so proud of me. Okay. Make sure there's nothing on here that will... Yep, we're good. Just want to make sure there's no personal information showing up. Doesn't look like there is. All right. Would you rather be stuck in a mall for 24 hours with a gorilla or a dozen poisonous snakes? Really? 69% gorilla. Okay. I mean, I'm with y'all. I won't judge you on that one. I agree. Because here's the thing, and this is why this is important. Because with a gorilla, yes, it's faster than me. It's stronger than me. It can climb better than me. It can smell me, which means it can probably find me literally anywhere I am. But it'll probably kill me quickly. And I'll at least see it coming. So I can get in a small space and just bunker down for 24 hours. And yes, it could probably still find me through its power of smell. But I'll know it. I know my death is coming. If I'm stuck in a mall, that was the scenario, for 24 hours with a dozen snakes, every move I make, it doesn't matter if I'm bunkered down in a small space, it doesn't matter. Every move I make, I will have in the back of my mind that at any point a snake is going to bite my ankle and kill me slowly. I don't want it. I don't want it. Good choice, guys. I approve. Would you rather forget every book as soon as you finish or remember everything you read, but you can only read 2 books a year? Oh, cool. Remember a few things. That's actually what I would choose too. Just because both of these scenarios, I can't have my channel anymore because if I can't discuss the books that I've just read because I forget them, then I can't discuss books. So if I can only read for pleasure and not actually get to talk to you people anymore, then I at least want to remember what I read. See, some people are still voting as we're talking. Okay, have a pet dragon or a pet vampire? Interesting. I would choose the dragon too, but I figured more people would want the pet vampire because here's the thing. Here's the reason. If the vampire is your pet, that probably means that you control it to some extent, which means that if you don't like someone, you could just be like, hey, go do the vampire thing. Make them servitude to you. Then you just have a bunch of you have like a human army. I don't think there's mind control though. So maybe that would be completely useless. Dragons are better. What kind of elemental bender would you be? A water bender won out. Cool. I think I am a water bender. I think that fits my personality the best, but I want to be an airbender. Oh, that's earth. Where's the air? Red? Does this chart not understand what we're doing here? The blue made sense. This should be fire. This should be air. This should be earth. You're wrong, Google Forms. Would you rather live in the mountains or on the beach? Oh, okay. So y'all are wrong on this one. I love the mountains too. I think especially when it's too hot, like in the summertime, going off to the mountains, getting a cabin, getting to do some hiking, getting to enjoy nice mountain air is amazing. But the beach, the ocean is always the right choice. No matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you've done, the beach. The beach. Would you rather have more time to read or more time to sleep? Y'all are lying. You want to sleep. I would choose reading too. If I could just stop sleeping and use all that time to read and also to clean, I would do it. But more of you want to be sleeping. Would you rather be able to fix anything or look however you want? Handy? Me too. Agreed. The ability, listen, the amount of things that go wrong in life when you're an adult, and I love my life. I'm a very happy person. But the amount of things that go wrong in life when you're an adult, like our dryer just broke. Shortly after that, our fridge broke. Shortly after that, our car broke. It's in the shop right now. The amount of things that go wrong when you own things. When you're a kid and you don't own anything, nothing goes wrong. Don't ask your parents if that's true or not. I'm just going to speak for the world. When you're a kid and you own nothing, nothing goes wrong. When you're an adult and you own everything, everything breaks. And if you don't know how to fix it, oh yeah, we had sewage issues recently too. That was fun. Anyway, when you're an adult and you don't know how to fix it, it really sucks. It really super sucks. I wish I was mechanically inclined. I wish I was more handy than I am. I'm very grateful that I have a handy dad. Try to survive the world. What? Try to survive the world of your favorite book or try to survive against your favorite villain. Bad world. Interesting. Wow, 75%. That's interesting. So I do agree. I certainly wouldn't want to be the target of a really evil person. But I feel like throw me into the world of most of the books that I read. And like, I'm not going to have a happy life. At least if I face a bad person, at least if I face a villain who has an agenda against me, I can just, I don't know, die quickly. But if I'm in a world, I'm probably going to suffer. I might get tortured. There will probably be a lot of bodily and mental harm. That's long suffering. I like short suffering. I'm going to choose a bad person. Be the smartest person in the room or the funniest person in the room. Oh, a lot of you chose smart. I'd pick funny. I feel like if I'm smarter than everybody, then neat, I guess. But I'm probably good. I don't know. I might be annoying. There are smart people who aren't annoying. I don't know. If I'm smarter than everybody, that's less fun than being fun for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I like having information just as much as the next person. I like knowing things. I like when somebody wants to have a conversation about something, I can participate more than just asking questions. I can actually engage in the discussion. I like that. But I feel like, I mean, I like being, who doesn't want to make people laugh? All right. You can only pick one genre other than fantasy and sci-fi to read for always and eternity. So when I posed this question on my Patreon, which I did the other day, I told people you could pick one fantasy or sci-fi, and then you can pick one other genre to read forever. But I didn't feel like typing all that out. So adventure is the biggest one. Fair enough. I think some of you are cheating in your minds. I think some of you are thinking, well, a lot of fantasy books are adventure books. So if I pick adventure, then I can read fantasy. But that's not in the rules. If you picked adventure, then you're picking stuff like Treasure Island, which is a worthy choice. But you're picking Treasure Island, not On Stranger Tides. You know what I'm saying? You're picking something non-magical, not something that's adventurous, but also magic. I just want to make sure that you all understand what you're getting into. Mystery thriller? Couldn't be me. Historical fiction? Also wouldn't be me. Romance? Also wouldn't be me. Nonfiction? I think I would pick nonfiction. If I could pick fantasy and nonfiction, I think that's where I'd go. Would you rather become a hobbit, dwarf, elf, wizard, or bombadil? At least this one's more split, but 55 for wizard? I would be a bombadil. I would be Tom. I'd be Tom Bombadil. He's one with the earth. He's like the most powerful person we meet in the series. He is not affected by the powers of the ring. Gandalf can't say that. I'm just saying I would be Tom. I would be a Tom. If I could be a Tom, I would be a Tom. And if I couldn't be a Tom, I would be a hobbit. Eat all day and chill and every now and then go on an adventure? Yes. You only get one. I'm glad the majority of my audience would choose YouTube. That bodes well for me as a content creator. I would pick YouTube over all these things. Oh, interesting that TikTok is the smallest. TikTok's like super popular. I really thought there would be more of that. Instagram is number 2. Cool. Go 1-to-1 with a werewolf or a basilisk. Interesting. Isn't a basilisk killed by a rooster's caw? I really want to get chickens. Everybody in the chat convince Corey that I should get chickens. I want my own eggs. I want to go outside in the coop, which we have one. We have a chicken coop. The previous owners of our house had it here. I want to go outside. I want to get some eggs. I want to eat those eggs. We eat a lot of eggs in our house. I want them to come from my chicken's butt and not some other chicken's butt. So I'll have if I can ever convince Corey that I deserve chickens, I'll have a rooster anyway, maybe. And then if the basilisk shows up, I'll win. I don't want to mess with a werewolf. You lose one. Hold on, let me just make sure the chat. Okay, it's cool. Cool. I just want to make sure the way I have this set up, if I get a super chat and it expires, I can still see it. So I just want to make sure that I'm not ruining that opportunity for myself. Okay, back to it. Okay, you lose one. Books and manga, music, or TV and movies. Really? Maybe I'm not as much of an odd duck as I think I do. I feel like the fact that I'm not interested in TV and movies makes me a less interesting person, because the majority of people, it seems to me, love TV and movies. So when you're talking to someone that you don't know super well, a lot of times they'll try to open a conversation with a popular show or movie that's currently, recently released that everybody seems to be watching, and they want to talk about that thing that everybody knows about. But the fact that I haven't seen it makes me less of an interesting of a conversationalist. So I feel like me not being interested in TV and movies makes me a less interesting person. But it looks like a lot of y'all aren't that interested, or at least aren't as interested as you are in books and music. So maybe I'm not. Okay, who's your favorite YouTuber? Brandon Sanderson, Daniel Green, or Blippi? And Daniel is the winner. Oh, I'm so happy for my boy. You know what? Good. Daniel's an amazing person. He's one of my closest friends. I'm super thrilled that y'all love him. I'm super offended that I wasn't your choice. I mean, I know I wasn't on the poll, but you should have picked me. It's very rude. But I'm happy to see Daniel beating out the other big wigs in the same genre. Somehow Blippi is in the genre. Don't ask me how. He was just one of the first names that popped into my head. Well, congratulations to all of you. Uh-oh, the chat just jumped. Shoot. What's that? When do you start rock climbing, and seriously, why? What do you mean, why? Because it's amazing. My dad was a rock climber, big rock climber. He used to do climbing in gyms. He would travel to climb mountains. He would do ice climbing. He was really into it. And he tried to get my brother and I into it. My brother never really enjoyed it, but I did. So growing up, my dad we would go to the gym. We would go to a climbing gym as often as we could, but we would also take these trips where we would travel. I grew up in Illinois. We would travel down to Southern Illinois where there's actually texture to the landscape. And we would pitch a tent, eat nothing but Spam, and just spend the weekend climbing and hiking and eating Spam. And it's probably my favorite childhood memories. We didn't even do it that much, but the few times we did, I think are my favorite childhood memories. So I stopped climbing when my dad stopped climbing because his knees deteriorated and he couldn't do it anymore, and I lost my climbing buddy. But I have been getting back into it as an adult. Our climbing gym here in Somerset just closed, so that's super awesome. So we're trying to find a new gym. Will you be reading the second series of Percy Jackson? Yes. I really enjoyed the Percy Jackson series. My problem is I'm really bad at sequel series. Once a series ends, I'm good. And when a new series begins that's like adjacent to that, I have this mental block where I am afraid that I'm going to hate it. And so I just don't even want to try. Joe Abercrombie proved me wrong recently. The Age of Madness trilogy had a great start. But I don't know. I'm worried. Oh, thank you. Nice to see you. Let's see. How much money did I spend on merchandise? For what? $1,200. I'm not sure what merchandise you're talking about. $6. Wow. Okay. Oh, hey, lots of chat, lots of discussion in the chat. Oh no, it jumped. Reacting to the worst part is being stuck at a mall. I know, right? That's the one question in the whole lineup that I didn't think of. I saw other people discussing it in a video and I thought it was really funny, so I just used it. I don't know why that question was a mall. I feel like any sort of building would have done the trick. But anyway, congratulations for getting through the Would You Rather game and not picking all wrong answers. There were a lot of wrong answers in there, but there were some good ones too. Should have had a choice of worst word. I would pick moist every day. Moist doesn't bother me. Moist. I know that bothers a lot of people. I think it's a perfectly fine word. I want everything I bake to be moist. It's always better if it's moist. I won't even say the other word. Don't make me say it. Leave me alone. Although I do also hate the word ululate. That's a horrible word and people use it wrong a lot in books. And also unguent, horrible word. There's too many bad words. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll. Wow. Y'all chatted a lot when I was talking to myself, reading through those answers. Here we go. All right. I get another would you rather. Would you rather live with Shao Tucker for a year or live like Robin did for 15? Wow. Do I have to have the trauma that came with Robin's thing? If I don't have to have the trauma, if I could just... Why'd you pick a mean one? Why can't you pick something happy? Would I rather live as a forest sprite or a water spirit? I would pick water spirit. Happy preemptive New Year, Murphy. My question, would Kindred still be the Octavia Butler you most recommend, or has that changed? It would still be Kindred for me. I still have a lot of Octavia E. Butler books to read that I think I'm going to love, but it's still Kindred. And it wouldn't surprise me if Kindred is forever my favorite. It was the perfect book for me. Hi, Murphy. Hi. I haven't read anything in so long. I need some help. What? Tell me what you need. What are you in the mood for? What kind of books have you liked recently or recently enough? How can I help you? Hey, Daniel. Love you too. Everybody that is not subscribed to Daniel, you should be. He's the best. Would you rather read Crime and Punishment or The Thief Lord? Thief Lord is a YA version of Liza Locke and Lamora. Is that I read a book this year that was like it was called The Thief. So I might have, it was the first book in a series. I might have already read the first book in that. I don't know. I'll say The Thief Lord. If it's a YA Liza Locke and Lamora, it might be at least interesting. I'm the same way with sequel series, but Heroes of Olympus surprised me with how much I loved it. Sometimes even more than the original. Really? Okay. Well, that's cool. I do plan on trying it eventually. Moist over the cursed word. Agreed. Why does Sanderson? It's not just a Sanderson thing. So, first of all, it was not in The Lost Metal even once. Trust me, I would know. So, part of me feels bad. I really hope that wasn't my doing. I hope that I haven't gotten into any author's head, because I hate the word, but I don't want people to feel like they can't use it. You know, like sometimes you just really don't like something, and so then you're dramatic about it. I really don't like the word, so I'm dramatic about it. But I don't want people to feel like they can't use it when they write. But I also don't think that I'm influential enough to influence someone like Sanderson. So I don't think I'm why it's not in The Lost Metal, but it's not. Why does he use it so much? Because he likes it. A lot of authors do. It's in a lot of books. Thank you. And here we go. Nope. Bad. No. Hey, Murphy, have you heard? No. Yukimura's. Oh, yeah. I have heard about that. I haven't read it. It's probably not very high on my list. What kind of nonfiction do I like? I read, most of the nonfiction I read, I don't talk about on the channel, because most of the nonfiction I read is like stuff to help me, like reading books on grief, anxiety, stuff like that, to just kind of help me process stuff that I need to process better. Or, thank you. Or, yeah, stuff that I want to learn more about. I'm currently reading a nonfiction about like Indigenous history and life, culture, trauma, all that kind of stuff. I probably won't talk about it on my channel because stuff like that is more about me learning and not about like me reviewing. You know, like you don't need me to review a book like that. I just need to learn more, right? So like a lot of those types of books, I just read on my own. I don't really talk about it on the channel. But as far as the nonfictions that make their way onto my channel, it's almost always survival or rescue stories, or stories about rock climbing, which are also like I love. So I recently read 2 nonfictions that I talked about on the channel that I loved and they both made it into my best books of the year, were Aquanaut, which is a rescue story, and The Endurance, or just Endurance, I don't think there's which was a survival story. I'm reading a book in January that is going to be awesome, I anticipate. It's a nonfiction about 2 shipwrecks that happen on the same island at the same time, but they happen on opposite sides of the island, and they never know about each other. Throughout the entire time that they're shipwrecked there, they never learn about the other shipwreck at the same time. It's an impossible situation. So one of the groups that was shipwrecked has an amazing leader, and they come together and they work together and they survive. And then the other shipwreck they have a terrible leader and it goes very poorly. It's very much like an every man for themselves situation. It's not good. So I'm super excited to read that. I'm definitely reading that in January. We're having a family vacation in January, and we're going to be flying, and I'm going to read that. I like reading survival stories, and when I'm in a situation where I could need to survive. I don't know. That's a weird thing about me. Anyway, we've been here for an hour, so I'm going to end on that note. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you for entertaining me with your would you rather answers. Thanks for chatting with me, and I'll see you on Monday because I'll have a video up on Monday. Bye.